I want to play sound from another student who was reunited with his mom, and we just got this from a local affiliate. Let's listen in.
It's just different when he heads home, you know? You read about it, you see it when it happens in other places, but when it's your backyard, when it's your child that's hiding, it's just a little different, you know? It's a very sad day.
Honestly, I'm still in shock. I don't know whether it'll hit me tonight or tomorrow. Like I said, to me, it still almost feels like a drill. You know, it's just surreal to see like my mom and my aunt just crying, you know, waiting for me.
A reuniting of a boy and his mother and his aunt at the school outside. And in Parkland, Florida, in Broward County. Josh, you wanted to weigh in.
Yeah, Jake, I mean, just piggybacking on what you and Tom were saying earlier about how we become desensitized. These continue to happen more and more, and it just becomes so commonplace. I think of two things. We were just sitting there listening to Ms. Falkowski talk about 6 weeks ago they received active shooter training, which is incredible. I mean, I know that the FBI has really increased the number of trainings provided to entities like this, and as well as law enforcement. So the fact that we need to increase training is, that's troubling. But then secondly, and Tom, as we sit there and watch law enforcement, we see a sea of red and blue uniforms. The fact that you have a seamless fusion of law enforcement working together, it's something you want, but sadly it's also evidence that we've had too much practice.
And these are the images from at the top of the hour when what looks like a young man was detained by police. We do not know who this young man is. We do not know if this individual is the shooter. Certainly it happens on crime scenes that there are cases of mistaken identity or individuals who are detained because they might have information. We don't know. This individual was also later put into an ambulance and taken away, and there were local TV news choppers following that ambulance. We don't know who this is, but local law enforcement is saying that the individual shooter is a student at this school. And Charles Ramsey, if I can bring you back, is it usually the case that at a school shooting, the shooter is a student at that school?
I don't know if it's usually the case or not. Certainly there are numerous cases where that is the situation. Sometimes it's a former student. Sometimes it's someone who's just mentally ill that decides that's what they want to do. Yeah, I guess it varies. But the bottom line is somebody probably knew something as it relates to this young man, maybe through social media or something that wasn't quite right. And whether or not that was brought to the attention of the adults in the school or anyone else, I don't know. More will unfold over time. Now that we know who this individual is, they'll start to learn a little bit more. But whether or not it's usual, I would have to take a look at all those shootings in order to be able to say that. But I would say it's not uncommon. First thing I would think is that it's probably a student or former student.
And when it is a student, in your experience, Chief Ramsey, usually have there been some sort of warning signs, whether on social media or... Well, hold on one second. We're going to listen to the police briefing the situation.
Okay.
Oh, we're having audio problems. I'm sorry. Chief Ramsey, I'm going to bring you back.